Hello, everybody. Well, that was great, wasn't it? How you doing? Good morning.
I'm doing good. I need more coffee.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, we gotta either get somebody to help me with these intros, or I gotta really start practicing this a little.
Yeah, it's all right, bro. You'll get there.
Yeah, a little bit of practice. I'm a rookie. All right.
It's funny because you've been on a lot of podcasts and these shows. You get to sit back and relax as the guest.
Yeah, I get to talk more and not like do all the other stuff. Like
I just noticed you got a hat on.
Because look, dude, I got the bedhead stuff going on.
And last time you said it. Last time you were the only one who didn't have a hat on.
Yeah, I didn't. I had hat envy, and I got bedhead today, so I figured, I'll go ahead and fake it today.
I don't have my beanies down here. So
what's the plan today? We're gonna let people come up and talk, but first, let's get caught up a little bit with how your week's going. Anything big or exciting trends you've noticed?
Yeah, a couple things. So, do you know that shadow ban is a real thing?
Yeah, on every platform, I get it all the time. I break all the rules.
Banning sucks. Let's do this real quick. Let's explain what shadow banning is, and people follow us and they watch us for a lot of reasons. Most people are interested in learning things about social media and how to grow, and they follow us. And it's really kind of funny because I didn't know most of this crap before we started hanging out, but I've learned a lot over the years. So we'll teach them. So shadow banning is this thing where you make a post and then the platform, for whatever reason, has tethered your posting.
Ooh, nice word, tethered. Nice use.
Tethered, right? I use this term boat anchor all the time when I'm teaching my clients or I'm talking to people about how to get posts off the ground. And boat anchors on LinkedIn are things like videos, things like external links, even internal links. Like you could write an article on LinkedIn, and if you put the link to the article in your post, it's going to, there's that word again, tether or boat anchor. It's not that you can't get it to go big. It's just that it takes more work to get
a lot more effort, a lot more sharing.
Yeah.
So we all do that too. Even the guys that know better. Like sometimes I use too many hashtags or not enough.
Well, I tell people this, Mike. When you get a couple 100,000 followers, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want, which is awesome.
I feel that way at like 45.
Yeah, no, that's certainly right. Certainly. So if you get enough, I call it algorithm juice. I use all these terms up that I made up. They don't.
That sounds very technical.
It does. It's a lot of fun to say it. Algorithm juice. Anyways, when you get enough momentum, which is probably a more apt description, when you get enough momentum or velocity going, you can break some rules and get away with it for a while. But eventually
it catches up to you.
Yeah, we all have to pay the piper eventually. Yeah. So eventually you still have to follow the rules. But when you're shadow banned, it doesn't matter what you do. You could do everything right. You could do it right consistently. And you still, basically what it is, it's like you're being put on timeout. And you're being put on timeout. You don't even necessarily pay attention at first.
That's part of the reason why I made the Service Professionals Network is because everyone kept putting me in timeout. Facebook put me in timeout for 30 days once because I thought I was standing up for the right thing, but apparently, what I had to say wasn't very fond with the people over at Facebook. So I'm like, I'm going to make my own platform.
Well, Here's the frustrating thing about shadow ban, and I know you know this, and I know this. We've both been shadow banned many, many times. It happens because we push the limits. That's what we do. We get paid to do that, frankly.
Yeah, I mean,
But the frustrating part about being shadow banned, and the reason why it's called shadow banned, is there is no official announcement. You don't get an email. You don't get a direct.
no,
You don't
no,
get nothing.
you
You
just
have to figure out what you did. You have to figure out how to not do that again, so that
how to
you.
apologize.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's just timeout. Like shadow bans typically start with short lengths of time, and then they increase. And that's one of the ways you can know you're being shadow banned. Like you get off it, and then you do that thing again, and then the punishment lasts. But this time it's going to be longer. Usually it doubles. So if it's a day, then the next time will be 2 days. The next time after that, it'll be usually a week. Sometimes only 4 days. But anyways, it kind of goes like that. It progresses. So I was shadow banned on LinkedIn, and I didn't really know because have you noticed? Remember in the old days,
What, like 2 years ago?
right? Websites used to close for maintenance. So you'd have a website down for 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever, and it would say you would visit the URL, and it would say it would just have a thing up saying, "Hey, site down for maintenance. Come back in 24 hours or whatever." Well, they don't do that anymore, right? I mean, you and I both work on websites. We know sites
Yeah.
don't close. You can work on a dev site in the background or whatever, or you can just slow everything down as you're working live. But
Unless you break it like I do.
yeah, and then you need people like Jacob at Warren Research to save your butt. But hey,
Thanks,
it's all good.
Jacob.
Thanks, Jacob. Love SPN, by the way. But anyways, so now LinkedIn, Facebook, all of them, they will update their websites live, and they actually break it up and they do it in sections, so the whole website. You're not on the same version of LinkedIn.
That's
basically.
another thing Jacob's doing for me now too. It's really cool to have a developer.
Yeah, so nice. But anyways, the whole point of that is sometimes your stuff will be slow because they're doing maintenance. So sometimes when you're shadow banned at first, you don't know that you're shadow banned. You think, oh, they're updating this stuff. So, anyways, shadow ban's a thing. It happened to me. It happens. I'm off of purgatory, out of purgatory. Thank God for that. My customers will be thankful for that. Everybody will win. So that was the biggest thing for me, is figuring out I was being shadow banned, why I was being shadow banned, and then addressing that issue so it doesn't happen anymore.
I don't know if I'm gonna go live on Facebook until like 11 a.m. because I'm a dunderhead.
Well, all three people who watch us on Facebook are going to be sorely disappointed.
Dude, we had a lot of people on Facebook. You
I
know,
know
some people like
it can add up. It can add
Some
up.
people, I got friends. Don't tell people I don't get friends. I got some friends.
No, you have more friends than I do. That's what's nice. I like that.
Man, I pissed off a lot of people in the last 2 years. Let me tell you. You know, I mean, it's been a rough 2 years. The pandemic, you know, elections, everything else. You know,
The last 2 years have been
me.
tough. So what's big in your week, and then we'll come back. I've got some stuff going on this weekend I want to talk about, but what happened with you this week?
Well, you know, same old, same old. You know, breaking the site one day at a time, and then having Jacob fix it one day at a time, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's going pretty good though, man. People are starting to post pictures. Traffic's starting to go down, or up.
Well, what I noticed is there's people making comments on posts on SPN, which hadn't happened in a while, which is nice.
Well, you know, the engagement's building up quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
One thing I've noticed on the internet too is that engagement during the week, just for some reason, tends to be a lot better. Everyone's out trying to enjoy it. But lately, it depends on where they're at. Like all my Chicago friends in the winter, they're on the weekends. But you know, during the summer, everything goes down. It's hilarious
because they're outside playing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you blame them? You know, I mean, you know,
no.
that's what I do.
That's why I live in SoCal, man. We could play.
Look, I slipped and fell on my ass. I was all dressed up, ready to go. I was ready to do my hair. I walked outside, and my fat ass found those 6-inch square of ice that's still outside before a snowstorm today. So you know how great Chicago is? Everything melted, right? I go out and find the 1 6-inch piece of ice still there, fall down on the concrete, eat it, right? And then today we're gonna have another couple inches of snow coming through. So yay, Chicago!
Did you yell timber as you fell down?
No, I got up. I looked around to make sure none of my neighbors were looking. And then I scurried in with the fast paced, short stepped walk, like all embarrassed, my head down.
Like, yeah. I just put it in the comments, timber.
I was like, that didn't hurt. I went inside and cried like a real man.
Yeah, I haven't fallen in a while, but I think we talked about this last show, right? I put together that chair and it hurt my back.
Yeah, we're getting old, man. We're getting old.
Y'all will be
Hey,
proud of me
should we
though.
do this? We got a few people coming on. Should we
Yeah,
welcome
you
them?
can bring him up.
Do you
I'll
know this
talk
guy,
about
Ryan Jackson? I think I know him.
Ryan. Ryan and I are in a club group, something. It's a secret group, but it's awesome
I'm
together.
sorry to hear that, Ryan.
We were chit chatting yesterday, and he's like, "When are you guys coming on?" And I said, "We're gonna be on tomorrow morning, but it's gonna be too early for you because see,
Oh, he's a hustler. He don't care.
he's in Hawaii, baby. It's
Hawaii. What time is it in Hawaii
6:10.
right now?
It's 6:10 a.m. in Hawaii.
6 a.m.
Well,
6 a.m. I
Yeah.
don't even like myself that much to get up that early.
I would
But
not.
I like you guys enough to get up
Well,
that early,
thanks.
though.
I would not be here at 6 a.m.
So, well, I got to get kids up
No.
and going and ready for school anyway. And then
I was telling Ryan yesterday, careful, bro. Don't smack your head on that thing because I have met
It looks pretty close.
I have met Ryan in person. He is a gigantic. Like you two could see eye to eye. Mike is
Did you come up to
6'5".
him?
Ryan, how tall are you, Ryan?
6'3" on a good day.
All right, so Mike is
6'3"?
still a little taller than you, but still, you guys are gigantic. That's like you and
I
Chris.
also wear tall shoes and I puff my hair up too because I like to look even taller. Some people are like,
I don't have the hair to do that.
Me either.
Well,
Yeah,
you got other things going on.
Little guy's
Plus,
got
what
no
you got going on? If you don't got hair going on, what are you doing, Ryan? What's new in your world?
So I think last time I talked with you guys, kind of brought it up, but I'm transitioning out of the military, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. One of the things I'm working with is this online education for entrepreneurship thing called Blue University.
Yeah. And just so y'all know, yours truly is going to be running social media for Blue University, so you will be hearing a lot about it.
Yep.
soon.
Well, I'm sure that's cool because at least we'll be able to stay in touch with that. Thanks again, Ryan, for your service. I definitely
check out what this is, Mike. This is cool. Blue University is an alternative.
That's why he's up at 6 a.m. He's a service guy, dude.
Yeah, he's a Navy
Buck
guy.
crack of dawn. Yeah, dude, he got up, made his
So-
bed.
There's also this damn rooster that started crowing at 4:30 in the morning across the streets. We got these chickens that moved in the neighborhood.
Roosters in Hawaii? Oh.
Yeah, this bastard, he was in our house this weekend. Like, the kids left the door open, and this thing, he walked in our house like he owned it, and then didn't want to leave. So
I'm not going to make any chicken for dinner.
I'm gonna tell you what's
comments 'cause
worse
of
than
the
roosters. If you really want to know, I grew up in a variety of places. I moved around a lot as a kid, but in Utah, our neighbors in Utah had peacocks, and those peacocks would start going off at 4 a.m. and they are so loud, like they make roosters seem like they're quiet, loud.
yeah, I had those.
These guys had roosters. They had chicken. They had chickens and roosters, and they had peacocks. And oh my god, I wanted to kill every one of those peacocks.
Yeah,
Anyways.
unfortunately, they're bigger than my cat. So,
But Mike, check this out. Blue
The rooster
University.
messed you up, man.
What Blue University is it's like an alternative college for entrepreneurs. So you can go if you intend on being an entrepreneur instead of going to four-year university, which may or may not really help you become an entrepreneur. It's not geared for that, right? It's geared to get a corporate job. At Blue University, they're going to have over 30 experts over a year period train you on all their specialties so that you will be geared up and ready to go. The goal is to have 52, but I think there's like 36 or so now, if I remember right, something like that. But anyways, there's more coming. But anyways, I'm excited about it. When I heard about it, I was like, I definitely want in on this thing. So these guys were kind of
it's going to include Ira as an instructor for marketing and digital marketing, obviously.
Yeah, so they're going to be their.
Well, it's a good source to go to.
to.
So Ira, okay.
I'm
Sorry, Ryan. We got a segue here. Okay. Ira, so we got a few group chats that we participate in, where we help people, we give them tips. We have different members in there where they ask us questions and we give them answers. And it's cool because, we train these people for free, right? And
I talked about this on my last TikTok. Go to my TikTok. Follow Ira, not Mike.
I'm gonna get more followers because I know how to post my videos live on my actual site. Are you not patient enough to let it load or what? The preview?
No, it's just broken, bro. It's my Google, it's my Chrome, something. I don't know. It's not working right.
No, we gotta figure it out. We gotta get you posting your videos on there. But it was a good tip. Anyway, so a lot of people, don't understand how the internet works and how the different social media platforms are all a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
I got 45,000 something followers on LinkedIn, and I'm going to shoot it to you all straight. It is by far, in my personal humble opinion, we all know how humble I am, that LinkedIn is the easiest platform to grow a following up to 30,000. Part of the reason why they have a cap at 30,000 followers in your first degree connection is because it's so easy to make connections on LinkedIn if you're a serious open networker, right? Therefore, okay, you have to ask yourself, is this person who's calling themselves an expert really making money, or are they phony baloney, right?
Right.
And one thing I can tell you is this: there's a few people, you'll see them, they get 100 likes on every post, even if it doesn't sound right to you. You're like, how come so many people like it, right? Well, all their friends are liking it, or it's some guy in his mom's basement. No offense to other people like myself in their mom's basement, right? But
You
my
don't live
point
with
is, well, no, but my point is, you don't know who's engaging or liking stuff, right? If it's the same 100 people liking the same 100 things, it's not a big deal, right? And if that person's on LinkedIn and they got 20,000 or 25,000 connections, like nobody's really that impressed because you didn't even reach the max yet. When you start getting to 35,000, 40,000, now what you're doing is you're earning followers above and beyond that first degree limitation, right? So now people are actually following you above without being able to connect, and that's a
I
huge
call that doing
difference.
laps, by the way. 30,
Well,
30,
when you start doing laps, right? Or if you're
30
over at
30,000 is a
30,000,
lap. So,
yeah.
I'm working on my 7th lap.
So I mean, like that's the guy you listen to, right? Like with Ira, I can go look at his AREF score. I can go look at his SCM Rush right score. I can go look at his Moz.com score. And if you don't know what these things are, you should definitely know what those sites are before you buy anything from marketers like me or Ira, right?
Right.
You should at least have a basic understanding of how Google works, how Bing works, and how social media and all that stuff works together. And here's the thing: a lot of people claim to be digital marketing experts, right? Because they have 20 or 30,000 followers on LinkedIn, right?
One
Well,
platform.
ask it,
Yeah,
huh?
one platform.
That's the easiest, right?
Yeah.
But like, Ira, how many followers you got now on Instagram?
So, Banner News, we didn't even talk about this. I just passed 85,000.
85,000. It's incredible. Good job.
Thanks, man.
And how many you got on YouTube?
Over 10,000.
Over 10,000. So what I'm saying is, okay, when somebody's not a one trick pony and they're in
Yeah.
different spots, and you can look up their website and you can see they have a decent domain authority. And look, if your domain authority is 12 or 13, don't beat yourself up because it works on a scale from 1 to 100. So if somebody looks up their domain authority like, oh crap, I'm at 13, they get all really nervous and bad, right? But that's actually average. It doesn't grade the same way like grade school, right?
Yeah.
If you start looking at a 20 or 21 domain authority, that's actually above average.
Yeah. The average website in the world is anywhere from 8 to 13. So if you're anything over 13, you're above average.
Yeah, I mean, and 13 is not bad. Now if you're on 8 and you're
It
on
also
9,
it depends on what you're looking at too, right? SEM Rush, for example, and Moz do it completely different. So you have to kind of understand that. And the
I mean,
AREP.
ultimately, what matters is
Yeah.
are you going to click some Google or are you going to click some Bing, right?
One thing I would like to talk about with that is look at the person on LinkedIn. This is the easiest place. This is why I don't understand frauds so much on LinkedIn compared to other sites. Like if you're on Instagram or you're on Facebook, you can't really always tell easily the resume of the person. So you see that they're calling themselves expert or guru or whatever. And you're
Mhm.
like, okay, they got all these followers, they got all these comments. It looks legit. But on LinkedIn, you can actually go in and see their experience. Like, somebody who's all of a sudden a life coach or a marketing wizard, whatever they want to call themselves, but they don't have any education in that. Like they didn't go to school for it. All their work experience is in something else, some other unrelated field, and now all of a sudden and you look at their content and you go, well, they're playing stupid videos that have nothing to do with anything. They didn't even make the videos. They took the videos from Imgur and they posted that as their content. It's like, okay, well, you're really good at being silly, but how does that translate into business? And to your point earlier, are they actually even making any money for themselves or for their clients? Because the proof ultimately is in what you can produce. I'm not paying you to make you famous. I'm paying you to generate results for me as a business owner. That's why I love it when people ask me those questions. I actually, I don't have a canned stick or presentation. What I do is I just open up my browser and I start going to some of my clients and showing them real world results from that week. So that's how I do it, because I'm very sensitive to the fact that there's a lot of, I hate to say it, phonies out there, because
the biggest thing I've noticed recently, like the biggest number one tell about these people not exactly being experts, right, is their company pages don't exist. So if you go down to their experience, right, it's just like a gray box. Like, I'm not like defending myself against gray box guy. You know what I mean? Like, just not going to.
If they don't have if they don't have a company page on LinkedIn and they don't have a website, or they have a GoDaddy site, I'm just going to say it, right? You got a Weebly site, a Wix site, a GoDaddy site. It's one page. It's one page. They paid $99 to make it. There's no blog. There's no referrals from clients. They don't have like a Clutch review, or they don't have any Yelp or any Google Map reviews. They're not Google certified. There's all kinds of ways. I mean, honestly, there's all kinds of ways that you can tell pretty fast if you really want to know.
I mean, the number one thing is, are they even using their real name? You know what I mean? I mean, right. Another thing too is I've noticed too is the big thing is I'm a billionaire whisperer, or I'm a multi-million-dollar digital marketing agency, right? Like, okay, what does that mean? You're a multi-million-dollar digital marketing. That's how much I have to spend with you before I get a lead.
I will tell you that right now. I don't make seven figures. My company doesn't make seven figures yet. We're still, we're well over $100,000, and I'm thankful for that, right? But we're not six figures yet, or seven figures yet.
We're going to change that in 6 months, though. We're going to change that.
I'm looking forward to that, man. But
I mean, you're still way ahead.
It is. I don't claim to be anything that I'm not. That's the thing that makes me, I think, a little bit different than most folks. It's like, it's not that I don't have seven-figure skills. It's just I've only been doing this since 2020, for a living.
Well, not only that, but you're actually doing a service. Like, you're building websites. Do you know how much more money you would probably make if you actually did the $5,000 a month, e-course for 3 months?
No, I know.
I mean,
I couldn't get around that, man. That's not what
I mean, somebody was like, I made 2.9 million. Our company's worth 2.9 million this year, right? And like, first of all, like, what does that even mean from a business? Like, what do you mean it's worth 2 point? Do you have an evaluation done?
Is that your asset? Is that
based off like what you're bringing in every month? Right? Does it stop when you stop? You know what I mean? Like,
really, I mean, a company isn't worth what you think it's worth. It's what the people like Damon Pastuca say it's worth, right? And you have somebody come in and do an evaluation. A stock. Someone who's buying stock in your business, or somebody who's looking at buying your business from you, isn't gonna just look at what your revenue is. That is one of the things I'll look at. Don't get me wrong; it's not like it's not important, but it is. But you have your assets, you have your future earnings, and what I learned at Exit Your Way by working with Damon and Andrew at Exit Your Way for a year was these evaluations. It's not where you are now; it's your projections that matter more. So when you usurp the business owner, like if somebody was to come in and take Ira out of Bowman Digital Media, right? I still have clients and I still have the team. I have 16 people that work for me now, which is amazing. I love it, right? But when you take me out of the driver's seat, what happens to the business? It will shut down pretty fast right now. It's not able to sustain.
I mean, first thing you're missing out is on the nearly 200,000 LinkedIn followers.
Right.
What I mean?
That's the diesel.
That rate there alone is decent,
That's what drives the bus is my social media, right? So
what
I would have to do as a business owner to make the value of my company worth more is be able to generate all that. And Ryan and I were actually talking about this last night. I have to figure out a way to generate that without me sitting in it, because my goal as an entrepreneur is not to run the business full time. I want to be able to advise the business and help the business, but have the business sustain itself without me. That's where I'm headed, but I'm not there yet. So my business is not worth $2.9 million at this moment.
I don't think theirs is either, really.
But the difference, I think, this is one of the tells. Again, if you're looking for sincerity, or if you're looking if someone's real or not, ask them about their warts, because the phony people don't want to expose anything that doesn't put them in a positive light. You know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you all the time about my mistakes, and I mean, I made a post about it 2 days ago, swinging and missing, and I do that on a relatively frequent basis.
Well, you have to if you're a high achiever. You know what I mean? Like what people don't realize is like
I'm swinging for
successful
fences.
people fail more than non-successful people. I mean, we're, you know, in a lot of ways you're used to failing, you know, and getting over it really quickly.
You learn from it. If you're smart, those are lessons. I will tell you, and I learned this in sales a long time ago. When I would win a quote, when I would win the business, I don't necessarily know why I won. You know what I mean? You're happy you won. You get paid because you won. So those things are, it's not bad. But there was no real opportunity to learn a lesson because whatever I did worked. But when you miss the quote and you don't get the business, now there's a conversation that can happen with the prospect. Like, hey, what was it that I could have done better or differently that could have changed the outcome of this scenario so that I can do it better the next opportunity I have that's like this? And I would have those conversations with people. And so I started to say it like this. And I know other people use this phrase. I didn't coin it. But the phrase was, you win or you learn. You don't lose. You only lose if you waste the opportunity to learn a lesson. And
Exactly.
so these phony guys out there, these imposters, you know, they're, everything about them is super polished, but it's skin deep. So if you start to poke the facade or the veneer or whatever you want to call it, that's where you can bust through it. So don't just take everything on face value. This is why I show people real world results. And you want to know a way you can tell if it's real or not? Like, I will show you the red numbers as well as the green numbers. LinkedIn makes this easy, right? You go into the admin panel and you can see there's red and green, and it's over 30 days. So if you see nothing but green, you know they've curated
they're doing something positive.
They've curated it to only show you the positive stuff. But you can't be 1,000% growth every month.
Dude, sometimes I'm in the red with SPN and it drives me nuts, right? But then I actually look at the numbers and I'm like, I still got 500 clicks, or I
tell people not to freak out about the red, because the red is just the performance over last month. Yeah. As long as, you know, what you want to do is you want to set benchmarks. Like, okay.
Well, you can have one post that makes all that difference in the green and the red too. Like you just have that one post that for whatever reason caught fire. Like you did that post the other day, or where was that this morning for the Warren Buffett?
Yeah. For West Bay Global Services, I did a post last night. I think it was 11 o'clock my time. It was something like that. Anyways, Warren Buffett, who has avoided,
he always does well on LinkedIn, by the way.
Have you ever, if you want to look at just who's the most successful person in the world, a lot of people will think Bill Gates, but actually I would claim it's Warren Buffett. Okay. Warren Buffett
consistently successful.
The gold standard when it comes to investments is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett has stayed away from crypto and Bitcoin from.
He called it rat poison.
He called it rat poison. That's infamous.
That's a big term. So it makes you wonder why, you know? Like, I know
that singular comment has hurt crypto more than any other comment by any other person, because Warren Buffett carries the weight that he does. Well, he just invested $1 billion.
So let me ask you, do you think him investing and turning around his position on that's going to make the same difference? Do you think it's going to all of a sudden going to make that? Yeah. Now, do you think there'll be a lag? Do you think that was a work on his part to keep the price down, to get funds together, to, you know what I mean, get more cash? Because even the big boy, I mean, everybody's playing at a whole different level.
Warren Buffett plays master level chess when it comes to finances.
Right? Yeah, so I'm saying, like, that guy, he knows he's the oracle too, so he knows.
However, in this particular case, I don't think that he did the rat poison comment for that. I think that was his honest opinion of it
at the time.
Yeah, I really do. But
that's the hard thing for me, because I'm skeptical and I'm a cynic, and
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean,
you're the oracle for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You know? But to your point, will people follow him? He has so many clones out there. Like,
yeah. Well,
it's gonna make a huge difference. Crypto, for those of you who are still like nervous about it, crypto is not snake oil sales. There are a lot of different vehicles out there. Some of them are not great. Some of them are super solid investments. So I'm not here saying that all crypto, you should put all your money in all crypto, all things crypto. You still, just like I'm saying with everything else here, poke around, do your due
It
diligence,
makes me want to look into it.
figure it out.
Not that I have a ton of money to invest, but
I actually am going to be, I'm going to be creating my own NFTs here shortly. I've been doing research on NFTs for a while.
with your
Yeah.
images.
Yeah, because I'm a digital artist. I'm a photographer, and I can retain the physical rights and sell the digital rights. That
What
to
the
me
hell
is
does that even mean?
okay. If I'm an artist and I create artwork, right? I can sell you what's called the master, and the master means that I can't reproduce it. I can't, like, you own the artwork itself. I could also sell you one of a series, a collection that I've made from the master. And I used to do this in the print business all the time. I'd have artists come in and they would do a painting. And what we would do is we would take pictures of it, which is how I got into photography professionally. That's how I started right there. I would take pictures of this artwork because I didn't want to scan it. The type of scanners we had were flatbed scanners. You had to run the art through a scanner and it made physical contact. And we didn't want to take the risk of ruining, $1 million art piece for a $300 scan job. You know what I'm saying? Didn't make sense. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to run that through my scanners, but I will, if you want, photograph it, and then we'll reproduce based on the photograph. So that's what we used to do. Then we had flatbed printers. Now we print their art like on different stuff that would add texture, like plywood or aluminum with streaks, things that made each piece just a little bit different. And then they would do a series like one of 250 or one of 500 or one of 10,000. You would buy, instead of buying the original, you would buy a copy and it would be a lot cheaper. But the artist retained the master so that they could do more on a different material. So now instead of having like one sale, you made one artwork and you sold it for 10 grand, you could sell, these different series and end up making $100,000 or $1 million over time. And you still own the master. Well, with NFTs, it's kind of the opposite. What happens is you get to keep the physical copy, that's yours, but you're selling the digital rights as an NFT, a non-fungible token is what NFT stands for, by the way. So you're selling these non-fungible tokens.
Fungible token.
Weird word, but that's what it is. You're basically selling the digital rights to something.
Very cool.
If I take a photograph, I can still keep the photo on the wall. I don't have to like take it off the wall and ship it to somebody.
Yeah.
They're buying the JPEG basically, or they're buying if I did it in Illustrator as a digital, piece, then they're buying the AI file or the EPS file, or if it's Photoshop, the PS file or the PNG, you know what I mean? So they're buying the digital rights. That's what that's doing. Well, for me as a digital artist, that's like amazing to be able to do that. And it's something that can be bought and sold and traded on the market, which makes it interesting.
So if you actually take a bunch of photos as Bowman Digital Media, and then you're actually building the value. So if you want to talk to a Deb Curtis or a Damon later about selling your business, that actually plays into it.
100%. And here's the thing, like usually as a photographer, when I'm on a professional shoot, they're buying the rights to some of those, but not all of them, because I take more than I need. So I've made some money on the commercial shoot with the end product that I've delivered, but now all the rest are mine. They don't go to the client. I retain the rights to those. So then what do I do with those? NFT is one of the things that I can
Double
do.
dipping.
Kind of, yeah. It's making use of what I've got. I've got
thousands of images you might as well do something with.
Yeah, so like over a 3-day period, if it's a full day event, I'll shoot on a 3-day period. I'll probably shoot 1,500 to 2,000 photos on a normal shoot, and I'm going to deliver probably 40 to 100. So now what do I do with the other 2,000? You know what I mean?
So Ryan, you want to transition to photography? Is that what you want to do?
I can do.
No, I have like no artistic ability whatsoever. But
Dude,
what I'm
you live in Hawaii, bro. You just
Yeah,
have
I
a
know.
camera, go outside, take a picture of that rooster squawking at some flower, put it on Instagram.
Yeah, it's not. I wish it was that easy. It's really not that easy. You know what
So
makes
my
it
question,
good?
my question about the whole NFT thing though is, Ira, what prevents me from taking a screenshot of your photo and then I can leverage that how I want to. And then if you want to claim your rights to it, you got to find China.
Morals, Ryan. Morals.
Yeah, we all have those, right?
That right there is what I'm learning about later today. There are, again,
I mean, you can go after somebody, but you're really going to sue everybody that uses your image.
Well, not all NFTs are equal in the way that they're protected, in the way that so again, I'm not saying that NFT is the perfect solution for everybody, and there are more than one NFTs, right? So
gotcha.
This is the marketplace, the crypto marketplace, the cryptocurrency marketplace is full of.
I should have gave her a second to finish her hair. Hi, Deb.
Hi.
Deb Curtis. Hey, you're cute.
Don't get us in trouble. It's on my channel. You don't say this stuff on your
contact details.
My day today.
She made an awesome post, and some dummy puts on LinkedIn, "Hey, you're cute," as his comment. Like, what the hell is that, dude?
Nobody ever tells me I'm cute. I'm starting to wonder about myself.
No one flirts with me either. It's a good
thing. That hat's working for you, though.
I have a face for radio. Anyways,
I don't got the voice.
I don't have the voice for radio, but I have the face for it.
So how you doing, Deb? Tell people about yourself.
Well, hey, I'm Deb Curtis. I help people exit corporate America by helping them to understand that they can buy a profitable small business. And at the same token, anybody that wants to sell a business, there's a lot of baby boomers out there selling profitable businesses. I can help them as well. And I love connecting with people, and you've all been a great group.
So you would say that, like, you're more of like a business broker that specializes on the buying side?
Yeah, but I don't charge the buyer a fee like the brokers would charge a fee. I'm just doing the lending. So my payback is the loan itself. And
Gotcha.
What's in it for me is to make sure the loan is successful.
Small business financing.
Yeah, to get the buyer. Yeah, I'm an SBA lender and SBA lenders can be a jack of all credit requests. I try to focus on one, and that's business acquisition, change of ownership financing, because it's complicated. You got the seller side, the broker side, sure. You've got attorneys, you've got tons of cooks in the kitchen and personalities, and you got to wear a different hat with everybody, and someone's got to drive the bus, and I drive the bus.
Well, because you got the money, that's why.
I love this. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. Somebody said their business was worth $2.9 million. And Mike's like, what does that even mean? And then I was trying to explain that it's a little bit more complicated than just what the business owner thinks it's worth or what assets they have, on paper. That doesn't necessarily determine the value. So if you want to talk about that for a second, you can help educate us a little bit. That would be cool.
Yeah. The time that you should be prepared to sell your small business, guys, is the day you start your business or the day you acquire a small business. You should always be thinking about succession planning. And what I mean by that is, if you want to sell the business, one day you want to get people working underneath you that know your business and can take over your business if something happens to you abruptly. I mean,
I would take that one step further, not to interrupt you, right?
Yeah.
As a business owner, your goal should be as hands-off as possible, as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because not just for selling it, but for Christ's sakes. I mean, we only get so much time on this rock. You know what I mean? Like, the whole reason why we build a business is that we don't have to go to work every day.
Thank you.
I get it. If you're one of those nut jobs that really love what you're doing, I'm one of those guys. I built my social media site so I can.
Why are you looking at me, Mike? I
think you're just taking it personal. I'm trying to look at the camera. I'm trying to do what MJ Cleveland told me to do. I'm so horrible at that. No, but I'm sorry to cut you off on that.
No.
Well, what would you say, right? If somebody came up to you and be like, Deb, I did $2.9 million in business last year.
So show me the bottom line. What's the net income? What did you report to the IRS? Revenues mean jack. What you report to Uncle Sam, net income, plus there are allowable add backs. If you paid interest on a loan, if there's anything that's depreciating, there's add backs, which are expenses. I'm telling you though, many business owners don't report everything to the IRS because they don't want to pay taxes. You know what? You're losing out on what you will get in real value.
It's going to come out of you one way or the other, right?
Mhm.
So what you don't pay in taxes, you're costing
So
yourself in value.
it's
Yeah.
so much better in life just to live above board. Just
Yeah.
I don't understand. I know that really does happen. Cash discounts, but
Uh-huh.
I report everything. I don't even take cash, honestly, because I don't
Yeah.
see it.
That was one of the first things you did was hire an accountant, right?
First thing I did, 100%.
Good.
Like, I will tell you, as a small business owner, like I started my business in 2020, right? So I think everybody knows that. So Bowman Digital Media, June 2020 is when I launched. My goal at first was not to sell my business. I got to be honest. Like I've talked to Damon and I've heard him say the same thing a million times. Like the day that you start your business is the day you should be thinking about.
Well, you screwed up by
selling
naming
your
it Bowman.
But no, actually,
I'm teasing you.
I think my name is fine. BDM is fine. I've got a plan for that. But the biggest thing was I got to pay the bills, bro.
Mhm.
Right? A small business owner. I mean, let's just be real. Most of us start our business because we think we can make more money doing this, whatever we're doing, as opposed to getting a job, or it's faster. In my case, it was faster to build a business than it was to go find a new job.
Waiting for some dude to give you a raise, that's
Yeah.
never going to come because they're going to hire their cousin Nancy.
But the very first thing that I was thinking about was I got to pay my mortgage so I don't get in
Mhm.
trouble here. You know what I mean? Like, how can I do this without borrowing money? Those were the real world thoughts that I had. So for me, I didn't even think about what Deb's talking about, selling the business. Honestly, it was probably about 4 months in. But
Mhm.
when I named the business, so BDM, there's a few different ways that you can come at BDM, the acronym. And one of the things that it can be is business development manager,
Mhm.
or it could just
Look
be.
at you, Mr. Smart Guy. Look at the smarty pants over here.
So BDM, the reason why I go BDM all the time, in fact, when I do the logo, I don't even use Bowman Digital Media in it. I'm allowing the acronym to be the main way people talk about a BDM as a Bowman Digital Media, so that I can rebrand that. That is part of my strategy here. But anyways,
Mhm.
I think that most people are not thinking about selling their business
Yeah.
soon enough. But I know that most people don't start a business with the thought of selling it. Now, entrepreneurs do. That's one of the differences between an entrepreneur and a business owner, right? Is the entrepreneur goes into business with the idea that they're going to build the business up for 3 or 4 years and then let it go. Usually, right? Their timelines might differ, but a short time. But
Mhm.
to Mike's point, as a business owner, yeah, I don't get to take time off until I have somebody who can do everything that I can do. And I'm just in full disclosure, I'm not even really there yet. I have 16 people who work for me now on behalf of Bowman Digital Media, but I still have to go to work every day, or the business doesn't operate correctly.
16 hours a day or whatever you're doing.
You want to know one of the worst
There's
things
more than that.
one of the worst things I see out in the market is a business owner doesn't prepare the business to sell. I mean, not that he's going to sell in the next 3 or 5 years, but he should be running it as if he is.
Yeah.
Have
Well-
have those key employees as you grow and you add employees. Have the key employees ready to take over
Yeah.
when the main guy dies. And this I see it all the time.
Everybody's
And
out.
then his wife tries to take over the business. She knows jack about it, has no clue. And then she says, forget it. I'm just going to sell this business. She goes to a business broker and he says, there's no value. There's no numbers here. Your
Well,
husband.
even if there is, it's worse because you don't know. Like everyone knows the value is going down.
Well, what
You know what I mean?
she's talking about is the whole point. What Exit Your Way does, the whole point of Exit Your Way is
Mhm.
doing what Deb is getting into right now. So instead of having the owner driven engine, you pull that owner out and you insert a person who can be that guy, that talent. It could
Right.
be or a man, but right. So now they're in the director of ops role, and you take the owner and you switch them over to the visionary spot. So you
Mhm.
let them cast the wide term vision, kiss babies, shake hands, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then if that person was to pass away unexpectedly, or you want to sell the business,
Mhm.
that director of our ops is an asset that comes with the business now. And now you have something really valuable. because the business will operate the same as it always had.
Yep.
The owner out. That's what Exit Your Way does. They set up that person and everything that you need underneath it so that the business can operate efficiently and a lot of times actually better. Because this is the other dirty little secret in business. Like I came into my business with a certain mindset, certain set of skills, right? For better or for worse, I have my limitations. So I'm only going to be able to drive this vehicle a certain level. But when you start building a team, now you get different mindsets, different limitations, but also usually the collective is bigger than the one.
Mm-hmm.
So, they can take it farther. And you'll see this in business all the time. A certain management style or certain manager can take a business so far, and then for it to really grow, they have to change leadership. And you see that in the corporate world with CEO swap outs all the time. People don't always know why that's happening, but that's usually why it's happening. That CEO has gone as far as they can go. Like if you want to go further, you gotta bring in some new talent. So what Deb is saying, I'm 100% on board with it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect sense.
Yeah, and I'm the lender, and I know what my underwriters are looking for. And first thing I'll tell my buyers when they go to meet, like Damon, who's going to list businesses, he has them ready. First thing I'm asking is, what does the seller do today? And if the seller is the face of the business and does everything, and there's nobody trained up in the company, that's a hard sell for me to the underwriter.
That's the end of the conversation.
Exactly, Ira.
Yeah.
So
why would I buy it?
80% of businesses that go to sell, 80%, that's 8 out of 10 for all you math wizards out there. 8 out of 10 don't sell. They try to sell, but they don't sell because they're founder-led businesses. Without the founder, you have nothing. You have a Rolodex that doesn't even matter. Like if you bought my book of business, you don't have the relationships with those people like I do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I have over 40 customers now, which I'm very thankful for every one of them. But if you like even Mike, and we have a lot of crossover because of all the stuff we do together. Even if you were to take over my business, a lot of them would leave. No offense.
A lot of them know who I am.
But they don't have the same relationship with you that I have with them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's critical. That's why people like Damon help iron all that. Well, I don't want to say shit, but iron all that stuff out.
No, he would say that too if he wasn't on air. But but his process takes 18 to 24 months, and that's assuming you don't have too many holes. It's not a magic wand. It takes time.
Oh, it definitely does. And it takes a lot of thought, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes some sacrifice too, because as soon as you hire somebody to take over your role, you're making a little bit less money, but you're also freeing yourself up. I mean,
I'm having that conversation right now. It takes real discipline to do this. I mean, just from a practical standpoint, I'm just going to be completely transparent with everybody, okay? I have a website build out that I just booked, okay? The team that I hire out, because they're not my employees. The way I'm doing it, because I'm in California, this is going to be real nitty gritty business stuff here. Sorry if it's boring, but I think it's fascinating stuff, and it'll help you all learn. Behind the shield with Ira, here we go. So I have a website build out. I did it at a little bit of a discount. My website price is $2,000. Okay. That's my starter. Like you get 5 pages, homepage, contact page, about us, service page, blog, right? 5 pages, $2,000. That's my WordPress build out price. Okay. Well, I gave this lady a website build out. It's going to be 18 total pages. And my 1099 employees, which are not really employees, they're contractors that work for me. Okay. They gave me a quote that's more than half of that, which
wow.
I could do it. I can do it myself. Okay. I can build it myself, fully capable. In fact, I can do it faster than they can, which is one of the issues that I'm having. So typically what I advertise is 4 to 5 day turns on, a 5-page build for $2,000. Well, these guys for 18 pages want over half, and they want a month to do it. Okay. And it's like, as a business owner, I know that I cannot be doing all the work. I have to have other people doing this because I can't do everything. But at the same time, I'm looking at that profit going, well, now the profit's really not there. It doesn't make sense for me to do this deal. But the reason why I'm probably going to still let them do it is because I have to discipline myself. This is one of those things where I should ask for more.
Tell me about it. Like
Right?
I built
So
a
that's
social
the
media
opportunity
site.
cost. Yeah.
And like the thing is, like, you know, being an SEO guy and a blogger, I don't like bad blogs. I don't like horrible content. Like I believe in freedom of speech, right? So it's like one of those things, like kind of like with your web developers, I just kind of gotta let people do what they're gonna do.
Well, when you're going to work with people as a vendor, you know, not every deal is going to be a slam dunk for you. Sometimes you're going to hit singles. But I do want to talk about this. No matter what you're doing, you can go really far with singles. Like I was thinking about this for the show, and I was going to talk about it in a different way. I was thinking about it in the form of posts. Like everybody's obsessed with going viral. Do you know how many posts that I've had on LinkedIn go viral? I would say one. Some people might say more. It depends on
What do you define as viral on LinkedIn?
Right. Are we talking?
Everyone's got a different definition.
Are we talking about 3 million views? Are we talking about 1 million views? Are we talking about 100,000?
And you never know what's gonna, like, you know, I've written some really good blogs, right? That just did nothing on LinkedIn. They got like 4 likes, 4 views.
Some of my best content gets very little.
And then I write a blog that's just terrible, right? I wrote one blog. Okay, I kid you not. It's actually, I think it's still featured in my profile. But
Yeah.
I had a really good cover photo. And in the middle of the blog, I wrote a line or two about nobody's going to read this blog. They're just all going to make a bunch of dumb comments about the picture. And the blog had 60,000 likes and, like, I don't know, 30. It's on my profile, right? But I think one person actually commented
About the comment.
Commented about the one line in the middle. And then, like, people were like, I didn't even see that. Like, no kidding.
This is my shocked face.
This reminds me of when I used to sing in a cover band. The band, we'd rehearse and we're like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Hold on a second.
Oh,
you got video evidence of this?
Oh, probably.
You want to see it on Service Professionals
I
Network?
want to see this.
Go.
I want to see these videos. These are the videos we need on USPN. Yeah.
There you go.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were saying.
Well, we'd pick a song, the band, we'd be at rehearsal. Yeah, this is going to be a great song. We love it. And then we'd go to a bar and play it, and nobody cared. And then they want us to play a song that we hate playing because it's just too simple, and it's just.
I was a wedding DJ for a while.
Really?
That's the worst. Oh man.
It is.
So let me guess, that song that's boring and simple is Neil Diamond.
No, like Walking on Sunshine. Remember that song? Oh,
that song.
My drummer hated it.
Oh, I love that song.
The drummer wanted to kill himself, huh?
It was just I could play drums on that song, and I wasn't a drummer.
Hey.
I changed my mind. We don't want video evidence to that.
Iris got video evidence?
I'm going to be on there later.
I'm
going to be on there later. Somebody just said in the comments, hello, cute friend. I think, Deb, you've got this new thing.
It's my day today. I'm telling you, I'm cute today. I'm
You
digging
guys
it.
call me cute anytime you want. I will not be offended once. Be like, I never hear that. The only time I hear you're being cute is usually laced in sarcasm by my wife.
I want to be Hugh Jackman today, right, Mike? On LinkedIn?
My wife will say cute dear, but she doesn't mean I'm being cute. What she means is
Does she mean the deer part?
Like, dear, I want to run you over with my car? Yes.
Or you're cute when she's got the honey-do list ready.
My wife doesn't give me honey-do list. Look, I worked really hard to train my wife not to give me those things. You know what I'm saying? My job is to make money and pester her. That's about it.
So
she gotta be happy with the money you're making, though, right? I mean, since you did your job, you're doing.
I was just like, you gotta lay off Amazon for a while. I've never made more money in my life, but I'm still.
She's not using my Amazon link. No, I was kidding.
You need to get her to, because Amazon is like our best friend.
I wouldn't have to do these live shows anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Probably. Yeah, it would contribute to some advertising for SPN for sure.
But then I'd miss all these cute people.
Yeah.
100%. No, we got to do the shows.
Yeah, so, what else am I going to do on a Thursday morning?
Let's ask Ryan. Ryan, you've been on mute forever, bro.
Yeah.
because I got kids yelling in the background getting ready for school, so I didn't want to subject you to that.
We didn't talk about this yesterday, but can you share? So I know that you're working on your transition out of the military, which again you've been in. Would you say 24 years? Wow, long time. You're old, right? So I know that you're working on your transition out of the military, which what was that? I hit myself twice. Is that you, Mike?
Yes, I'm horrible.
Mute yourself.
I did.
Rookie. All right. But Ryan, so you're working on getting out. We know that you're working on Blue University. What time are you looking at getting done? You know, is it like 6 months away? Is it 3 months away? Is it a year
So
away?
1st of June is when I go to the retired rolls and I start collecting that retirement paycheck.
Good. Nice for you. You're gonna go get on a cruise?
So when I am in Hawaii in May,
he doesn't need to get on a cruise. He lives in Hawaii.
I know. Let's feel bad for him, really.
Why don't we let this guy on? You're not coming on next time, Mike. I'm just gonna leave you sitting there in the gray zone. Hawaii. Dude, can you guys even see the dismal grayness of my backyard? I don't think you can see it through the window.
Yeah, no, it's too bright. But
it's gloom and doom, man. Look at this guy.
So
is that a mountain?
Yeah, we're right by the mountains. We're in Kaneohe.
All right, next time you gotta just come on muted and just walk around your neighborhood.
Did you see all the clouds in the sky though?
Oh yeah, no, so we're on the windward side, so it rains a lot here. It's raining right now. As my wife said.
You probably get more rain in one day than I get all year here in Southern California.
Yeah, well, sometimes for sure.
People are always amazed when I tell them our annual precipitation here is like 4 inches a year, and we're not even getting that right now because we're under drought.
But it comes with issues too, right? I mean, we have a lot more upkeep for the house because all the water and the sea spray. I mean, if you're out the front of my house, you can see the ocean. But that,
I'm sure that sea spray. Oh, that just sounds terrible. Yeah.
I will be. Look, y'all. I'm gonna be there.
I found 6 inches of ice today. Like the 1 6-inch square of ice still left in my neighborhood. I found it today, and I ate crap on the pavement. And now I'm gearing up for the next storm today. Yeah.
Hey, Chicago's nice in the summer though. It's super humid and
4 months out of the year we're great.
But you can't beat the pizza, so there's that.
I mean, we even make a hot dog taste good.
I do remember. So Navy boot camp is up there at Great Lakes. We call it Great Mistakes. But I remember going to Pizzeria Duo, which is like the second pizzeria for Pizzeria Uno, which is now a chain, right? But yeah, it was good pizza.
Yeah, I'm not for New York style pizza. I got to tell you, though, when I went to New York City, I had to try it because, like, I've only had the imitation stuff my whole life. And when I was in New York City eating that cheap pizza from the dollar slice, it wasn't really $1, but you know what I mean? It's like $3 for a piece of cheese pizza.
Oh, you guys gotta stop this, man. I'm getting hungry.
It was really good. You know what I did though, Mike? I folded it over, and I think that's what they all do, right? You fold it over so you're eating. The crust is so thin because when you fold it over, then it's normal.
It's a pizza pie then.
It's a pizza pie, right? But I love, to me, like my wife, I get on my wife every single time we eat pizza because she doesn't eat the crust. And I'm like,
stop it.
I'm like, you don't eat the crust.
All right. If we like happen, we're gonna get her to come out to Chicago. And like, look, I've ate pizza in Texas and I ate the crust because it was terrible, right?
Yeah.
But if you come to Chicago and you come to some of these places where they're known for the crust and you don't eat the crust, like you're gonna have to get your own Uber. Like,
look, if you go to Texas and you order anything other than barbecue, you're making.
You know what though? I'm gonna make some Texas.
Get the brisket taco.
I'm gonna make some Texas
breakfast tacos with brisket in it. I promise you, it'll change.
I lived there for 5 years. Chicago has better barbecue. I'm just saying, better brisket, better everything. We don't even have the cow.
I've never had barbecue in Chicago.
We don't even have the cow. These people got the cows. Right? They can take the cow from the backyard and they still mess it up. I don't understand. People say whatever they want, right?
Man, I'll tell you what I learned.
Kansas City has better barbecue. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, I don't think so. I like Texas barbecue better than Kansas City. I've been to Kansas City. I've been to North Carolina. I've not been to Chicago for barbecue. I've been to Chicago, but I've not eaten the barbecue there. I can't speak to that. But
well, you know.
But I will tell you this: what I learned about Texas barbecue, it's smoked. Right? They usually smoke it for like 13 hours at like 120 degrees in the smoker. I mean, it's a thing of beauty. You don't need any sauce. If it needs any sauce, it's not good barbecue. the flavor comes from the smoke. So that's what I learned. In California, we're not even
wouldn't that
allowed
be
to
smoked meat and not barbecued meat?
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, I wasn't gonna say nothing about that. He's an
They-
SEO expert. Okay, he
They-
can't cook. I was
they
gonna let
smoke-
that slide, but thanks for
they
calling him
smoke
out
it.
on that, Ryan.
they smoke it in a barbecuer, bro. Hey, it is what it is. It's amazing.
So
I'll take
okay,
smoked brisket over
we've
any.
learned that Ira can't cook.
I make no bones about that. Have you talked to me ever in my life? Like, I don't even cook ramen anymore. My wife is an amazing cook. Now, lately, I don't like what she's making me because she's making
I
me
don't
this
trust
diet.
anybody to cook
diet
food if
is
they don't eat the crust on pizza.
This diet food is for the birds, but my wife, don't get it twisted. We got married in less than a year because that lady worked her ass off. She's got skills on all kinds of levels, but when it comes to I would put her up against anybody. Just
I need to find somebody who can bake. I'm a bakery fool.
yeah, my wife is. I mean, she built a shower from watching videos on YouTube. I'm just telling you, she's a very talented lady.
I built a social media site off of YouTube, watching videos.
Yeah,
Of course, Jacob Warren has to redo it, but you know.
These are the jokes, people. Hope you like it.
So, Deb,
I have to leave because I have a call with a buyer, a video conference
I
call.
was wondering why your face perked up. That's what I was going to ask you. You just looked like you got happy all of a sudden. I was like, so
Deb,
what?
I think this is the first time you and I've been on a show together, and I just want to say I really like you.
Aw, I like
So-
you guys too.
She sent me a connection request. It was really cute. She's like, I want to endorse you, but I can't because we're not connected. And I'm like, it's funny. I would never connect with somebody just so they can endorse me, but I've known about you because one of these chat room groups that we were talking about earlier,
Right.
Mike. So I've gotten to know her and I've seen her comments. I love the energy that you bring. The way you set up your posts is really smart. So don't change
How
anything.
so?
How so? Like if we could bring up one of her posts, I'll show you. But there's a formula on LinkedIn that works pretty good, and Deb's got it down pretty well. You
Wow.
want to have like a title or a catchphrase up at the top, one liner.
Yeah.
And it actually, I will tell you guys, this is a hot tip from Ira. If you make that in the form of an open-ended question, you'll actually do even better. So have like you can call it.
Yeah,
you can
no,
call it
she's
clickbait
got to
or-
go, but we got to talk about this for a second because she
I'm gonna catch this on the recorded version so I learn
no
from
no
Ira.
worries.
Yeah, you
All
got
All
it.
right, I gotta go,
Now,
guys.
Another thing that she does
Deb.
really well is by Deb.
Bye-bye.
She's using emojis as bullet points, but some people do it the wrong way. The emojis become childish, or they make you look kind of young or immature. I don't know, sophomoric, maybe that's the best way to say it. Sophomoric. Okay, so they're using like 17 different emojis in their posts, and it just looks silly. Don't do that. What you do instead, use them like emojis. So, have your list. There's another lady in our group, really, I don't want to call her out by name. Okay, I'm not going to call her out by name. One of so look at how easy that is and clean that is.
In the double
Now-
space.
Yeah, we call this white space in marketing. And the positive effect of this is it's a psychological break. It gives you a time to process your thoughts. It's not crammed. It doesn't come across as heavy and it's easy reading, right?
That's the biggest thing. I already understand what point you're going to make because some people write like a huge book, right? And they never space anything. They, and a lot of people.
What I was going to say with that, Mike, you take that same one post and break that up into 3 posts, and you actually would perform much better.
Or even if you used it in one post, right, and then dropped it in a series of comments, wouldn't that help too?
You could definitely do that. So the thing that the mistake that most people are making is that they really are working to something that if you were to read it all the way through, it's really smart. And I've been doing that for some of these newer people in this group because I'm trying to help them. I'm still reading it all the way through, even though it takes like a minute.
Yeah.
God
I mean, but it's
forbid.
hard though when you look at content all day long and then you go
Yeah.
to somebody's post, even if you're trying to be nice, and you see it's a book, it
Yeah.
still has to be interesting in the first, like it has to capture that attention.
Yeah. So, but Deb, look at it. It's light. It's fluffy. It's easy to read. It's smart. It has a point. The mistake that she's making on LinkedIn, Deb, when you watch this back, these video posts are throttling back. These are boat anchors. Okay. And I know a lot of people are going to want to argue with me on that, and that's fine. You can argue all you want. I've got the data to back up my points.
You mean the videos in general?
Video posts in general are boat anchors. So it's not that they're not effective. It depends on what you're trying to do here. Okay.
What the point is.
What is the point of the post? Is the point to get engagement in high volume, or is the point to drive a few people to make a purchase or something like that, right? A call to action. So if the point is to get a few select people over the fence, then by all means use the video because it is the most effective way to do that. But if you're trying to get volumes, like if you're trying to do crowd building, okay, let's say it. Trying to do crowd building, videos are not the best way to do it for most people. Now, I will tell you this. With 760 million users on LinkedIn, every single one of us has our own individual algorithm. So you need to know your algorithm and how your algorithm works. You test it, right? So some people videos actually do better than if they don't have a video. I would love to be one of those people. I'm not one of those people. Okay. So for most of us, we don't want to put the video, the native video in our post. If you have to do a video in your post, then what you want to do is you want to share it on on YouTube, and share the link to YouTube in your post. I didn't say Vimeo. Notice that I didn't say Vimeo.
Why is that?
Okay. Again, this is all nerd stuff, but who owns Vimeo?
I have no idea, nerd.
Either do I, and nobody else does either. Who owns
Okay, I'm glad.
who owns YouTube? Google. Search engines. We all want to drive website traffic to our websites, right?
Well, not all of us.
Well,
if all of us did, they'd be on Service Professionals Network and they'd be sharing their videos and links there too.
touche. Okay. If they understood
I got proof. I got proof that not everybody cares.
I'm on SPN, baby.
The smart people are.
I sponsor that so I could get even more juice. All right. Here's the thing though, right? Google owns YouTube.
Yep.
Tell me, if you owned a search engine, would you favor the people using your product or not using your product? Again, I just want people to think about it in a whole different way. You don't have to be an SEO expert to understand this logic. If you had the option between promoting somebody using your product or not using your product, and everything else is equal, which one are you going to promote? You're going to promote the guy using your product. That's just human nature. There's an inherent built-in advantage for people to use YouTube videos, not Vimeo. And most people are so naive to this fact. It's like, I don't understand it. It's not rocket science. Yes, there is some science. There is some psychology here, but it's not complicated. So you use the YouTube video link, not the Vimeo link, because you want to placate to Google. Okay? Get extra play so you can win on multiple levels here. The reason the native video is a bigger drag than the external link is because of, and you know this because you run a website, load speeds. So that's the technical answer. Most people aren't going to understand that, but you will. You're loading a huge file onto a server and asking it to perform. You're dragging it down. So it's going to penalize you in the algorithm. It's not going to show it to as many people so that the net drag effect is less. That's why.
It's not necessarily that it penalizes it. It just doesn't reward it the same, if that makes sense. Because like the pictures and the text images, they all get boosted,
I'm saying the load speed, just from a technical aspect, forget the algorithm for a second. The technical component of a text-only post versus a picture post versus a video post. The server will be able to process, any server will be able to process text only faster than
100%.
photograph.
Images most of the time too.
Right. Faster than video. So unless you have a raw photo that you're loading that's like 32 megs and a short video that's like, 2 megs. But ultimately what it is the size, right? So the text takes up maybe 70K of data and the photo might take up, a meg of data, 2 megs of data at most, right? You're usually not putting up these huge files, right? High definition files. And then the videos. So the drag rates, if you just think about it from a practical standpoint, because again, I know a lot of you aren't algorithm nerds like me. So I don't expect you to understand all of this, but I'm just trying to paint a picture for you all to understand. text only is always going to work the best for speed, just for speed. Forget the algorithm, because the algorithm might reward you for the photo. It might reward you for the GIF. But, to Mike's point, the boost, you got to consider the boost. But just from a pure function standpoint, it would, if you think about it, it makes sense. Why do they want people to see more text posts than video posts? Is because they can serve it faster. And that can help their run speeds, load speeds, which they do get judged by. LinkedIn doesn't have a DA of 100, in part because its load speeds are not super fast. How many times have you waited for something to load on LinkedIn?
Not very often.
I wait for stuff, especially when I'm trying to watch somebody's video. Or if you're on the app.
I don't wait for the videos.
Yeah, and sometimes on the app, it actually will crash the app. And you go, why was that? It's because the file that they're trying to serve is too big, and it crashes it.
The apps go slow. I don't use the app very much.
The apps with GIFs, a lot of times those GIFs that aren't made by Giphy or somebody like that, right? The homemade GIFs will crash the app a lot of times because the file size is over a meg. That's the magic number, by the way. If you're trying to make your own GIF, make it under a meg. It'll serve without problem on the app. Anyways, this is the kind of crap that I study all day long. The moral of the story here is this. If Deb would stop taking that video and loading it native like she did there, and either serve it as a YouTube link, which you can still play it. So the net effect is zero difference for her. But now she's placating to Google because she's got another video on YouTube.
Well, not only that, but you can monetize Google.
Well, and she's also serving it up on a different platform. They like this. Trust me. What LinkedIn hates about external backlinks, YouTube loves about it. If you take an external link from LinkedIn and you're driving traffic to YouTube, I guarantee you that there's a net benefit for you for doing that.
So you should put your videos on all the different social media channels you can, right?
100%, especially when you can play them.
So
right?
Like
So you take your YouTube video and you put it on SPN. I do it every single time. Every time. Why do I do that, Mike?
Because it helps. Here's the thing, right?
SPN. Look, does SPN like it when I put my videos on SPN?
Yes,
they do.
There's 22,000 people too.
And YouTube likes it as well. YouTube rewards SPN and me as a content creator for me putting it on SPN because I'm not driving traffic to YouTube.
If you're new to SPN, right, and you put a YouTube video on there, the first thing that's going to happen is people like Ira and I are going to go subscribe to your channel, right? And not only that, but if you subscribe back and you engage in our content, then we're going to tend to watch your videos and
networking. You play with us, we play with you. But here's the ultimate advice for the video stuff. I don't even put my videos on my posts. To what you said earlier, when we're breaking down these post lengths, we're putting some extra content, value add content in the comments. And you'll see it all the time in my posts. See link to video or see link to article in the comments. Why do I do that? Because LinkedIn doesn't want me to take traffic from LinkedIn and drive it away from LinkedIn. And that makes sense if you think about it too. Like they're already here on the platform. Why would I want to reward somebody who's trying to get them to go to serviceprofessionalsnetwork.com or any other place?
Well, that's kind of how I feel about LinkedIn links on there. But the biggest reason why I don't like LinkedIn links on SPN, just the link only, is because nobody's going to click it. It's wasted space. Like, no matter what site you're on, you got to give people a reason to click your link.
Well, that's a different conversation, but it's completely true. Like when I take anything from LinkedIn and I share it on SPN
or Twitter or Facebook or anything,
I'm going to give a blurb. You got to give people a reason to click on it, and also I'm using hashtags again. So find it.
Like, that's the whole point. What drives me?
If I can, I'll even at people.
I would say this, right? If you have a video that you load natively onto LinkedIn and you load the same video natively onto Service Professionals Network and you use the same text to describe them, over time, you're going to get a lot more viewers and traffic to whatever it is you're trying to promote from my site. And the reason being is because it will rank organically on Google. When's the last time you went to Google videos and you saw a LinkedIn video up there?
Right, 100%. Well, you and I talked about this the other day. I'm thinking about creating a group, but it will be paid. This is not something I'm going to do for free. And we talked about why. But basically, and I'll just tell you all, when you get free advice, what happens? You ignore it. You don't do the work. When you pay for it, you put in the effort. And that I'm not interested in people.
I've noticed a lot of people ask a lot of questions when it comes to the free advice, but I would say about 20% of what you tell somebody gets applied. Right?
Yeah, they don't implement it, right?
Yeah.
And so
when you're paying, like they do more, like 80, 90%. You know what I mean? Like, they're actually paying.
They don't want to waste their investment
in the game.
Yeah, they don't want to waste their investment. So that's what I'm thinking about doing, is creating a content creators group, not a course per se, but a group where I will teach the people in that group how to do these things that I'm talking about now. But as soon as I don't see them using the lessons that we're learning, they're going to be kicked out of the group.
So you're going to like charge them
kind of like hard. It's like a, think of it like a boot camp, but like, yeah, it's going to be money. I have to figure this out. It's not completely, I haven't completely vetted the idea, but it's going to happen because there are people out there like Deb who have potential to be rock stars. I mean, they really do.
With a little bit of coaching, she could be.
A little bit of coaching.
She'll pass me real quick.
Yeah, adjustments in the way they're serving out their content, and they don't necessarily have time to understand the algorithms and learn the rules and keep up with the things that as they change. Because that's the other part about this. You know, when you're reading these content creator, guru, wizard, expert, you know, self-made, self-proclaimed, whatever's. If you look at their strategies, a lot of their strategies don't ever change. And it's like, you know what? These algorithms are changing all the time, man. They change all the time. Red made a very astute observation the other day in one of my comments. And man, I almost made a post about it to give him props for this. I'm going to say it on air. He said, they get paid to tweak or adjust the algorithms so that marketing companies have to continually adjust. It's just like a self-fulfilling thing. Like they're generating work for their marketing, so everybody's continually working. And I'm like, that's actually really smart, you know, conversation. This is the guy I'm talking about here, Red.
Yeah, you have to give. So many of you guys may not know Red, but I saw him a few months ago, I think now on LinkedIn somewhere with that big red beard. And I just sent him a message saying nice beard. You know, and that's how the conversation started. And since then, it's come to my attention. This guy really knows what he's talking about when it comes to sales and coaching and everything else. I mean, I'm still crushing my TikTok.
Full disclosure, I don't agree with probably about 25% of what he says. I don't agree with, and that's fine.
Well, you're not going to agree with everything.
Yeah, but what I do like about Red, this is what I like about Red more than anything. The guy he's not the guy that's obstinate. He's willing to have a conversation with you, and you can agree to disagree. He's well thought, like he has a reason for his positions, and he's not afraid to discuss it. Like sometimes if you have a counterpoint to somebody, they get so offended. Like you're offending them not trying to debate the position that they are taking. Right? Gotcha. Usually when I'm debating somebody, I'm not trying to call you an idiot or imply that you're stupid or anything else. It's just that the position itself, I think, is flawed. And I would like to flesh it out because that's how my mind works. I like to debate ideas. But
I didn't know you liked to debate that much.
Well, but a lot of people can't handle that though, because they feel like you're challenging them as a person. It's like, no, I'm just, this position doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not always right. I know that's shocking.
I haven't noticed that either.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But so like sometimes, you know, I'll see his stuff and I'll go, and I even did it last night. He was talking about, you know, this benefits thing where you work 40 hours and you get an hour off, and then you don't even need a time clock because you should, you know, trust your employees. And I'm like, yeah, corporate America is not going to go with you on that. I said there's thousands of HR folks shaking their head at you right now.
I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like if I'm paying somebody to be there, they got to be there. You know.
Well,
what I mean?
The fact is, like, if you run, there are certain types of environments, small companies and home-based businesses where, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but it's not a one size fit all.
Start talking about corporate America, like let's just talk about this real fast. So you run Bank of America. Your teller can't just show up whenever they want and leave whenever they want. You've got to coordinate. You're running a restaurant. You got to make sure you have a cook and a dishwasher that are there at a certain time to make the food and clean up the mess. I mean, it's just not practical. And instead of getting into that argument, I just made a kind of a joke out of it. But the fact is, like, it's if you flush it all the way out, I know it sounds good on the surface.
Well,
trust your
I think a
people.
lot of that's lost in the
But-
fact that he's trying to make a 60-second soundbite for TikTok or something. You know what I mean?
Right. 100%. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. So 25% of the stuff he says, I go, yeah. There are
Which is
some.
actually a good ratio for you because you're a pretty critical guy.
No, I think he's smart. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. I do think he's smart.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm pretty sure my percentage with you isn't even that high. I say a lot of dumb crap.
Well, no, I mean you're. I mean, I don't want to get your head to explode here, but you're pretty smart. The thing where you and I disagree a lot of time is on the tact that you take. I would take a different tact, but that's
no, but hold on one second. Do we really disagree on that though? Because we both know that you have a better tact, and we both acknowledge the fact that I, probably shouldn't say some of the things.
But this is why you're the chocolate and I'm the vanilla. I mean, but we both know it. So
I mean, like, I wish I could not tell somebody that.
No, usually we're pretty. We agree on just about everything. I mean, that's why we get along so well.
But it works for you, Mike, right? I mean, for different people, different styles, it works for them differently, right?
Oh man, but you know what though?
If there's an opportunity cost, he pays.
I would be at 3 million followers right now if I didn't tell you're a liar or you're a crook. Like if those words just
if he didn't disconnect from everybody that has 1 million followers. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, you know what though? Here's the thing, right? Like, I don't care if you have 1 million.
Here we go.
Followers. I'm gonna you baited me.
I know.
I almost did it.
Almost like I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm the same guy everywhere. I don't care if you got 1 million followers. If
I know, but I'm saying there's an opportunity cost goes with it. This is what makes us.
No, I totally know. Like, yeah,
this is what makes us different, Ryan. Like, some of those guys, they all sit in a circle and they stroke each other's ego, even when they say stuff that, like I was just talking about with Red. I don't know how you could defend some of this stuff, right? Like, it doesn't make sense if you flush it all the way out, but they're all, appeasing each other and each other, and like they're God's gifts to everything. And it's like, no, man, we're all human beings. We all have.
As soon as somebody acts like they don't put their pants on the same way I do, I really lose interest. And as soon as, like, I've been in these group chats, right?
We're not placating each other. Just like Mike knows, if I give him an attaboy, like I really mean it.
Yeah. Well,
I'll be the first to call Mike and say,
we're the first one to tell you it sucks too, though. You know what I mean? Or it could have been better. You know what I mean? Like,
that means he's a good friend.
Like, I need to work on that sometimes, but I try. Look, I will tell you this, and this is one thing where Mike and I are different, but Mike is a lot smarter and sharper than a lot of people give him credit for, because they look at the shtick and they only see the shtick. I will tell you this: Mike thinks he's a critical thinker, like really. But Mike sometimes will say stuff in public that I would say the exact same thing. I would just do it in private.
Well, I like to think that I say a lot of things that people would want to say, but they don't.
I think that's 100% true.
You know what I mean? Like, look,
what do I say when I know Mike
people dislike me because I have the balls and the comfort to say what I want to say.
I tell people to get the popcorn ready. That's what I tell people, because I know Mike's about to go and I want to watch.
You can see it in my face as soon as I want to. But like I mean, everyone has their pros and cons, right? I happen to have a lot of freedom with the things I can say, because like I don't really answer to anybody but my own self, which is bad enough. You know what I mean?
I tell people all the time, like, that's one of the ways you can tell people if they're genuine or not. Ask them what they're not good at. What mistakes have they made? You want to talk to somebody who's real. Look, I cannot build for nothing. My wife made that shower because I couldn't do it.
Did she do the backsplash too?
She did it all, man. My wife is.
I was wondering if you did the backsplash.
My wife is MacGyver, bro.
That's hilarious.
Now, she's reluctant because she looks at me like we grew up in an era where the man is supposed to do all that stuff. So she looks at me sometimes like.
Yeah, but she can't build a website, right?
I wouldn't put that past my wife, actually. If you give my wife a week, she probably could build a website. Now, it may not be the world's best website, but she probably in a week could build a website because she would watch the videos. The difference between my wife and me, I think, honestly, in a lot of that stuff is she will actually go and read the book or watch the video and talk to the experts first before she does anything. and I'll just like jump in elbows deep. And then when I get in trouble, I'll go find the resource to help me get out of the trouble that I stepped in. The landmine that I could have avoided if I had read the damn instructions first. You know what I'm saying?
We both do that a little bit.
That's the difference between my wife and I. But that's my dad. My dad told me this a long time ago. He goes, Ira, you learn things by doing them, and it's true. I call it guinea pig projects. So just if you want to know a little bit more about my mentality, like I don't mind doing guinea pig projects, like, or I'll go into a project and I'll tell people if they're paying me, like, hey, I have never done this before. If you want to be my guinea pig, I'll figure it out.
People pay me extra for the guinea pig projects.
See, I usually tell people I'll charge them half. My going rate, whatever my going rate would be, I'll do a guinea pig project for half.
Yeah, I always charge them more. The reason being is because, like, if I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing that I'm good at, right?
Yeah.
To learn something else, like I want to get paid for it.
My thought process behind it is I have something that I'm not able to realistically commercially do right now, but if I get experience at it, then I can. And so that's
I get it. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
But Ira, you bring up a good point, Ira, because I mean, like, you know, one of the famous quotes from Ben Franklin is "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn."
Yeah.
So even though you're struggling through that process, you're going to know the material a lot better than somebody who just goes to a classroom, someone teaches them about it, and they go and try to reproduce that. But if you're actually in there, you have to seek out the information. You have to learn on your own. It may be a longer process, but it's going to be a better result.
What made college so hard for me, and I'm kind of hoping that Blue University is a little bit different in this respect, but what made college so hard for me was we would have to have read these books, like the whole book before school even started. And then we're getting, we're talking about it, we're writing papers on it and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't remember the book. I read the book, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Certainly not in the detail that I need to write this paper and get a good score. So then I would have to read things like 7, 8, 9 times. And you just don't have that kind of time in college to be rereading everything. The courses where I excelled at were the ones where there was some type of hand-on, like it was a lab or something like that, where it was hands-on. Those ones I rocked. And just in full disclosure, all my teachers pretty much hated me because I was the guy in the class that was talking while you were teaching. I wasn't having a conversation with somebody else. I was repeating what you said, basically.
That sounds familiar.
I was boiling it down, summarizing it, and regurgitating it. And they thought I was being annoying. And that's how I learn. I'm an audible learner. Like I have to hear it and repeat it.
That's how I am too. So I was doing a lot of the same thing.
Yeah. And getting sent to detention and Saturday schools and all that stuff. Like I talked to so many. I always knew the principal of my school, no matter how short of a time I was there, because I went to like 20 different elementary schools, 8 junior highs, and 5 high schools, just so you guys know. Anyways, I always knew the principal because I always got kicked out of class. Like I got kicked out of class all the time.
No, I had the same thing. I mean, because you were a Navy brat, right? Or a military brat?
So my dad was in the Air Force, but by the time I was around, he was already out. But we just grew up really poor, and then I was a product of divorce. So like
we moved around a lot because of that. I mean, I moved around a lot. I mean, divorced parents, Navy, back and forth. So like the first month, I'd always get like student of the month, and then it was downhill after that.
Well, this is what's funny. I was a 4.0 student. I got straight A's.
I was a 2.0.
Exactly. So I got straight A's and still got kicked out of class. And that drove everybody nuts because they thought I was mocking them. And I was like, at the time, as a kid, I didn't know, I couldn't intelligibly make this argument so they would understand because I didn't figure this out until later. I was a 4.0 student. But if I could go back and talk to some of those teachers as an adult and defend myself as a kid, they wouldn't have been mad. But they literally thought I was like trying to be a jerk, and it wasn't my intent at all. Sometimes I do try to be a jerk, but most times not.
I mean, there's no one education solution that's going to fit everybody, though, right? And I think that's a problem with our public education. But at the same time, within a budget, how do you accommodate everybody?
No, right. I was definitely outside the mold. Some people would say I'm still outside the mold. That's okay.
I wouldn't.
All right. I'm a different type of a dude. I totally get it.
Which is okay.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Mike. But what he was saying is it's okay to be individual now, which is cool. But I think what's fun about me when I'm around people is, I do bring a different energy, and style. And I'm not afraid. This is, again, I keep coming back to this, but I'm not afraid to talk about my warts, to expose, like, I have buck teeth and I'm not even 5'8" anymore. Look, I just updated my driver's
You're
license.
shrinking?
I'm getting a real ID, and yeah, I'm now 5'7", so I'm not hiding from that anymore.
Was that in the morning or was that in the evening?
Depends. Am I standing on your shoulders or am I?
You gotta start falling.
You guys can prop me up a little bit.
You gotta start hanging upside down.
It's funny. Virginia Coach V. Virginia said that I should be hanging 3 minutes a day. Grab a bar and just hang. And so hang for a minute with both hands, and then hang for a minute with one hand each. And I'm like, she said it'll be good for my back and my posture. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. There's a community college right next to my house, so they've got one of those. Where you can go do pull-ups and I'm gonna go hang. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna have to start doing that too, because
I might put that on TikTok and call it "Hanging with Ira."
Just pictures of you hanging, just videos of you just
right.
hanging.
But people will watch it.
That would be a big one.
I'm saying, but that's the kind of crap on TikTok that could blow up.
Are you gonna cut out the step stool to get up to the bar?
Shut up. Stop it. No, I feel good on that one.
One of his 8 kids boost him.
They made it for kids, so actually I have to bend my knees to hang.
That's good. That
It makes me feel tall. Ryan has to duck. You guys have to duck to get in the door. I have never had to duck to get in any door in my life.
We had a family friend that worked here in Hawaii with us, and we'd dog sit for him every now and then. But he was a basketball player at the Naval Academy. He was like 6'8". He had to literally duck to come inside of our house, the doorway. I just don't know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I don't. How do you go through life like that?
I lived in houses where he wouldn't even be able to stand up inside.
I'm 6'5". I don't like planes. I don't like a lot of cars.
I was thinking about you, Mike. I was on the plane headed to Florida, Ryan, and Mike is 6'5". So on the plane to Florida, I did not do first class. I did assistant coach, and my knees were hitting the seat. And
right?
I'm like, how the hell does somebody like Mike sit in this seat?
Not very comfortably, I'll tell you that.
You would have had like your.
I always got to buy the aisle.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like, do you have to go first class every time, or
aisle? They have to get the
Even
aisle.
if you get the aisle, they're bumping into you. The damn carts all
the
the
time. Then you can't fall asleep. Right?
Well, I stand up every time they go by.
That happened to me. I fell asleep, and I always get the aisle seat too. I like the aisle because I like when the plane lands. I like to stand up. I just don't like to sit that long. So I like to stand up, but I've fallen asleep, and they crashed into my elbow, man. And I was like, you suckers couldn't have told me, like, excuse me, sir, or something. They just like.
But there's something to be said about, trying to stick to the, whatever your hub is. For Chicago, that's pretty easy. Although Chicago O'Hara sucks as an airport, but
that's my favorite airport in the whole country.
You stick to one airline, you get that reward level for a customer that's true to them. Then you can start getting those little upgrades where you can get that extra room, and that makes a huge difference. It's amazing how a couple of inches make a difference.
So I have American rewards, and I can upgrade to first class usually for about $100. So I just do it.
Yeah, for that long of a flight across the mainland, it's worth it.
Yeah, well, definitely going first class to Hawaii. I promise you that.
Well, so I got to be honest. Like, one of the biggest problems being here in Hawaii and then trying to kind of do the networking in person and stuff like that is that if you want to go to the East Coast, everything's red eye, and there's nothing worse than being a big guy trying to sleep on a plane on a red eye, and then you're not refreshed and stuff when you get there. So then you got to add in that extra day to try to keep it up so you're at your best. So that's why I think in the long run, I don't think Hawaii is as advantageous to stay here. So I think we'll be looking.
Oh, to live in Hawaii? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. For me,
now,
because even California, I'm going to be honest. In California, like everything
costs
on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, the East Coast for the United States, the East Coast time zone is the main one, right? So, because that's where the bulk of the people are. So like this show starts at 8 o'clock in the morning for me. And I know a lot of you guys like boohoo 8 o'clock. That's no big deal. But for me, like I work almost every
4 in
day
the morning, yeah.
till two in the morning at least. And then, some days I don't go to bed till 6 a.m. So for me to be up at 8 a.m. sucks. But that's 11 o'clock already on the East Coast. Like
Isn't that crazy?
I could have a show at 7 a.m. on the East Coast. I think I'd have more viewers. But the problem is it's 4 a.m. here, and usually by 4 a.m. I'm asleep. Finally. So I don't want. I mean, look at me. I need all the beauty rest I can get, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I need it. So I'm actually trying to get 6 hours a day. That's my goal. 6
Speaking
hours.
of sleep, I think we're gonna be putting our audience to sleep here soon because we've been talking.
Yeah, it's
for a
that
while.
time.
Yeah.
That time. Wow.
So I hate to be rude, Ryan. I appreciate you coming up and saying hi, and thanks to Deb earlier for coming on up.
And keep an eye out, everybody, for Blue. It's going to be called Blue University. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. I'm like Blue Engineering, but that wasn't right. I knew that. It's Blue University.
That's coming next.
Yeah.
When's that coming?
So again, Blue University is going to be a year-long program, a school for entrepreneur-minded people who they're not looking for corporate America. They're looking to create businesses, sell businesses, create more businesses, sell more businesses. That's the entrepreneur mindset, right? And so they're going to have a whole series.
I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, a whole series of experts and affordable. How much are you spending? We haven't even talked about the advantages of this yet, but
if you guys want to keep talking,
30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand a year per year to go to a 4-year university. So you're spending somewhere between $100,000 and $200,000 to go to school. Blue University is going to cost about 10 grand a year. So it's a 1-year program. So instead of spending $120,000 to $200,000 to get a degree that's not really going to help you be an entrepreneur, you can spend $10,000, get trained by experts, be done in a year, and out, rocking and rolling, making money faster.
And when Ira says it's being taught by experts, it's being taught by entrepreneurs who have done it and who have succeeded.
Yeah.
It's not.
We're not talking about self-proclaimed gurus here. We're talking about real life. These are multimillionaire folks who have done it. Not only
you want to learn from.
Yeah.
Those that can do, those that can't teach, right? So when you have some PhD person who's studied it for 8-10 years, so they know like mathematical formulas and stuff like that. But the odds are they probably really haven't gone out there and actually done it themselves.
Do you know how many college professors I've had arguments with over marketing? They're like, I teach marketing at blah, blah, blah university. I'm like, yeah, you got 4 followers, dude. Shut up.
Right. Well, case in point, the marketing is going to be, I'm going to teach the marketing. What do I know about marketing? Well, first of all, I run a marketing company, so I know a little bit. But again, let's go back to just some raw numbers here. I've got 197,000 followers on LinkedIn. I've got 85,000 followers on Instagram. That doesn't happen by somebody who knows the theory. That happens by somebody who knows how to, in real world, practice. And so I'm going to teach people. Again, I'm going to create my own little, I hate to say pod because it's not going to be a pod, but a group, a membership where people are going to have the ability to join this membership, and I will train them how to do this stuff. But they're going to have to pay to play. And I'm going to be brutal. If people don't enact the lessons, then they will be kicked out.
I couldn't imagine you putting your foot down.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it, baby. I'll do it.
Speaking of putting your foot down, how's it going, Sia? I feel like we're going to be talking a little bit longer now.
Oh, no. I was just here to say hi. I'm so sorry I'm late, guys. But it sounds like a really good conversation. Keep the flow going.
We're happy to have you here. I'm sorry I missed your guys' show. You guys were on, I think, at this time yesterday, and I was sleeping. I'm just,
that was she was. I think we're seeing a lot of each other this week, Sia. But I had a lot of fun yesterday on her podcast. If you guys aren't listening to her podcast, the mic is listening. You're missing out. You gotta go check her out. It's fantastic.
Sia is one of these people. If you're not following her on social media, you're missing out because she brings a really dynamic energy. I love what Sia's doing. So. Anyways,
that is way too kind of you guys. And how much did I pay you? How much do I owe you again? Wait, what's the strike
there?
A
little bit later.
Hey, Ryan. Nice to meet you.
So, anyways, yeah, Mike, we should probably bounce. But again, for those of you who are not familiar with the format, we were just coming. You didn't know. It was like a pop-up event. You didn't know when this was going to happen. But you don't have that excuse anymore. We have 2 shows per week. 8 o'clock on Thursdays. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock my time. It's 11 a.m.
I messed it up again today. See ya.
Right. I'm using Eastern time zones. Okay, so 11 a.m. on Thursdays on Mike O'Connor's channels, and on Mondays it's 4 p.m. my time. It's 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday evenings.
We'll get it right. We'll all get on the same page here eventually.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? In fact, I'll do it today. I'm going to take that photo that has the times on it, and I'm going to put it in my featured section. We'll have Mike do it too, so that way, if you guys are ever curious,
I was going to do it earlier. I forgot.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll get on there.
So yours is every Wednesday. Your live stream.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Mine's every Wednesday. Yeah, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern.
11 Eastern. Yeah.
I definitely encourage people to check that out. She's always.
Here's a tip for everybody: when you're talking time zones, if you're in America now, you should make sure that you incorporate the Eastern time zone, because most of the people outside the United States are not familiar with Central or Mountain. Yeah. In fact, most people in the United States think Mountain Time. Like, what is that? That's Denver? Yeah, that's Denver.
Mountain Time.
Yeah, Mountain Time.
Yeah, Mountain Time is like, oh, wait. Yeah, no. I was just going to say we should have someone from like Sweden just to screw everybody up here and be like, oh,
it'll happen eventually.
You know what's funny? So at Bowman Digital Media, we have international clients. And sometimes people are booking these appointments with me on my Calendly. And they're booking like Tuesday at whatever time. They'll come on Monday. Like, I'll get a notice from Zoom, and they're on the day before, because to them it's Tuesday. It really is interesting.
Isn't it? I thought Calendly was supposed to fix that for you. Though. I mean, so
sometimes it doesn't work right, because sometimes
like smaller.
Well, I'll have people sometimes that forget to show up, and it's supposed to send them on mine, because I pay for the premium service, so it's supposed to send them a text like an hour before the meeting. And an email, but sometimes it doesn't work right. So it is what it is. But I've learned, for me on social media, if I give Eastern times, it works out better. So even though I'm here in the West Coast on Pacific time, what I typically will do is I'll go East Coast and Pacific time. So I'll go, you know what I mean? Like, if I were you, Sia, I would probably go like 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central. So that way it's your time is represented too.
Yeah.
Where your audience is as well. Like, if most of your audience is Central time, then
I guess maybe for me it's like, because I take these videos, it's already up on YouTube. I don't care about that, but I will take the audio file and put it in podcast. I actually don't think about time zones, because it's like, oh, podcast, just listen to whenever you feel like it. You know what I mean?
Whenever you want.
But yeah, the live streams, maybe it's good. Like live streams, like then there's like, you know, I don't know, less torture for everyone to see us live. I mean, Mike and I had way too much fun. I mean, you know,
I was ashamed that I missed it, man. I would have liked to have been in the audience making fun of Mike. I mean, every chance I get.
I wasn't even paying attention to the comments. I don't think
I would make sure somebody caught notice. But here's a tip for all of you guys out there: if you have podcasts that you're running and a website, take your audio from your podcast. Get it transcribed, use Otter AI or whatever you're going to use, whatever service, and then put that up as blog content. That'll help you with your SEO. There's a tip.
Oh yeah, we were huge advocates of repurposing your content. Don't reinvent the wheel. If you did it once, you can pimp out a 30-minute podcast into a month-long movie if you want to, right?
You could take content. I was having this conversation earlier this week. You could take content from any. I like to use long form content, a podcast appearance, a video, a blog. That's long form content. And then curate that for everything, right? But I was telling the person that I was talking to about this, really the subject matter is the same across all social media channels. The difference is just a little bit how you present it. That's it. But really, if you're on any social media, there's
people are the same everywhere.
There's nothing off limits. Like, you know, sometimes people want to make this case LinkedIn is not Facebook. I will actually argue that LinkedIn has become Facebook, basically. But
agree.
The point is, there's nothing that I'm going to put on LinkedIn that I'm not going to also talk about on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Twitter or.
I don't know. I mean, if you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, you know I'm holding back.
But the way you present it might be a little bit different.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
content strategy is.
Sia made the mistake of taking my friendship yesterday on Facebook, so she'll learn.
I know. I accepted his friendship. Ryan, don't accept the friendship. Don't be me.
Here's what you got to do. Sia.
I already did, I think.
Get yourselves one of these. And get yourself.
What happens on Facebook doesn't stay on Facebook.
Maybe when you're checking out Mike's posts, you want to like get one eye covered or something. To, give yourself a little. Don't take a sip as you're reading Michael's comment or his post.
Oh no, don't do it. I'll wait.
You might spew coffee all over your screen. I've done that before.
Well, speaking of upcoming shows, tomorrow I have the opportunity at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to talk to a bunch of women entrepreneurs. As a meathead, I have a bunch of questions I want to ask. Sia, you're going to make it, right?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. But I warned him. I go at 8 p.m. Sunshine, or 9 p.m. Eastern. Per Ira's recommendation. Mama's gonna have a glass of wine in hand. Yeah, you're gonna have me do a late night show. I will be drinking. I'm just letting you know I'm gonna be having wine.
You know what's cool is I got a few of my Facebook friends. I got a few of my LinkedIn friends. Virginia's gonna be on it.
Somebody might want to hide Mike's bong. I'm just saying.
What are the details on this? Because it sounds like something maybe my wife might be interested in.
This sounds like Can't Miss TV.
I have
7
or 8 women entrepreneurs that are pretty successful at what they do from different backgrounds and different walks of life coming together for an absolute shit show. And I'm going to love every minute of it because I'm going to ask all the dumb questions.
Mike, are you going to get people kicked off LinkedIn?
I might. That's going to be my goal.
I think that we finally broke our streak. So
what's that? I swore?
Getting people all kicked off.
Well, we didn't. We didn't get anyone kicked off the last couple of times.
That's what I'm saying. So
the safe word didn't even come out.
We're doing better.
So Mike is hosting. You're hosting this, right, Mike?
I'm sorry.
You're hosting this.
Yeah. Well, my goal is to let all the women talking and to shut up and get out of the way. So
is it a mic drop show?
Yeah. I mean, it's a chat. Mike and friends. But yeah, I'm gonna see what these women have to say because you know what, like
Karen in the comments is saying I'll have some plant support with me.
She's gonna be there. Yeah, so I'm not gonna be the only stone person.
All right.
Okay, all you states that are legal, whatever. Okay,
she's down the street. Her and I went to high school, so now she's a good person to ask crazy stories because she knows them.
Anyway, okay. I'm sorry I'm late, you guys. I know you guys were trying to wrap up. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's all right. See, this was a good, nice adrenaline shot. Thank you.
Ryan, thank you so much for coming, buddy. Appreciate talking to you.
Yeah, I'll try to talk more next time.
That's all right.
Ryan, watch your head, bro. Every time I look at you, it looks like that thing's trying to take your head off.
It kind of does.
It looks like he's gonna be in a Romero movie sooner or later.
I know it's the angle or something, but dang, I'm like.
Well, I have to angle the screen up so
he had a full set of hair before the show started, and the thing.
I was getting a little Die Hard vibes there. Like I was thinking, like the helicopter, coming over.
Oh, people keep every time we wrap it up, somebody interesting comes on.
Damon, were your ears burning, bro? We were talking about.
I literally got 12 minutes before our next meeting. I saw you guys are still on. So.
Look at you, Damon, big baller.
We were talking about you. Deb was on earlier. She does SBA loans, and we were talking about some stuff that I learned while working for Exit Your Way. And anyways, so cool. If you guys are in that situation that we were talking about, founder-led business where you really can't be extracted, your business would die, nobody would buy it because you are the business. This is the guy that I was talking about that you need to connect to because he can help fix that for you. Again, it won't happen overnight. It's an 18 to 24-month process in most cases. But at the end of it, your business will be worth more money and you will be taken out of the director of ops role and you'll be more cast into the visionary role. And he'll help set up the team. He's got all the experts that he needs at his fingertips to help bring in whatever you guys need to make your business actually go from not being able to sell it to be able to sell it. And you'll be able to sell it for more when he's done, I promise.
And generate the wealth you want.
And before I forget, Deb had a few people she might want you to talk to, Damon. They're looking for businesses. So
I've messaged with her almost daily, so I'll
I never know. Okay,
yeah, I can imagine you guys are going to become pretty good friends.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Win-win connections happening everywhere.
They do.
I know, Damien, we got to schedule time to talk as well for 2 reasons. So let's connect on that. I need a lot of education. So
before
I look like a jackass next Wednesday.
I'm always amazed at the audio quality in your podcast is so incredible. I don't know what you're using, but it's just like boom, so good. I love it.
It's because I've got a voice for radio. No, I'm
Yes,
kidding. No,
you do.
well, I
I
have
have a face. I have a face
I've
for
got a
radio.
face for
Can I
radio.
borrow your voice?
Yeah.
well, anyway, no, I've got the Rodecaster. I've also got a cloud filter, cloud lifter.
Oh, yeah.
And then I also have an ATR, an old one, an ATR 2100
Okay.
X 2100.
Yeah. It's just sound. I'm just gonna say because it does sound
She's
awesome.
listening to all these things she has. And I'm thinking to myself, I got a safe word.
Mike, we're gonna get you on board on understanding. Like, you need to get a little bit of like gadgets here.
He's brand new. He's brand new to this thing. This microphone.
Well, I just learned it's not a podcast. I'm a streamer.
This microphone
I'm
is
not
3
even a
years old.
podcast guy.
It's time to update my mic. But at the time I got it, it was so much better than using the mic from the webcam. You know.
Yeah,
like,
please don't do that. Please don't. For the love of God, if you're gonna be creating content, please
I'll get a
invest into a
freaking mic.
$50 microphone, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, Damon sounds.
They don't have to be expensive. I think this one, and I know people will rag on, or I shouldn't say, they will, what the right word is, but they won't say the right word on this. And I just said the horrible word. I am so sorry. It came out bad. They will rank on it. What I was trying to say, rank on it, that these are blue, whatever it is.
Blue Yetis.
But it's $100. You know, it's $100.
Look, hey, this is $100 and it's an Audio Technica. Like,
Yeah, they're great.
I'm gonna have to start dancing on OnlyFans
So-
or something. Get some money coming in.
The next one that I'm gonna get, this one doesn't have it. I need a port for my headphones because when
This does, yeah.
when I put the headphones on, and I have headphones, okay, but when I put these headphones on the way I currently have it, there's a little bit of a lag, and I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So
That is a big difference when you get that. I know on here it does that. It's amazing how you get used to that little lag going away, and it's a lot better.
there's a lag. Wait, so you have a USB headset like plugged in, and
But
you got a lag?
on the bottom of these, they just have a normal headphone jack, and you just plug in a headphone to it
Yeah.
into the bottom of the mic. So actually, as
So it
you're talking
feeds
into the
through.
mic, it's not coming out of your computer.
yeah,
Oh, I
that's
didn't
the
know
lag.
that.
That's the lag that I have right now because I have
Yeah.
USB. These are USB headphones, so they're plugged into the computer. The mic's USB, so it's plugged in the computer. So I got to wait for the computer to process.
You try it, you'll see a difference.
Hey,
Well,
I may not know what a stream and a podcast are and what the differences are, but I know the experts are learning here.
Well, okay, so I'm the douche here, and I've got a Rodecaster, so I plug it right into my mixer, so that's why I don't have the delay. And
I don't know what
that's
that
what you're
is.
getting in. You got it. You got it
Yeah,
that
the
way.
mixer board fixes all that for you.
Yeah, it fixes
I don't. I actually have a mixer board that I bought, but I don't have it set up because the way I bought it and what I bought was not the right thing. I bought the
Yeah.
wrong thing.
Was
Are
it
you
sure?
Disco, didn't you?
It's one of those mistakes that I've made.
He was gonna get him big at a karaoke. That's why he got it.
oh my
I got-
goodness gracious, someone! Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Oh, you know, I think it was JD's group, Mike, where someone was. Did I screw up and I missed it? I think I might have missed it. It was a karaoke night, and it was. Oh
Yeah.
man, alive! Oh man, bummer.
Well,
Bummer. You guys
don't,
don't get to
don't
me
tempt
sing.
Ira because he'll have a karaoke night on Wednesdays moving forward.
Karaoke. Well, I've done karaoke live on LinkedIn. I've done it on Saturday nights. I actually had a show. Damon came on and sang.
Okay, so are you trying to find people like faster ways how to lose clients? Is like, okay, come on and sing some karaoke.
No, actually, no, it's not. If you think about what do you do when you go on like business trips? You know what I mean? You're at a convention.
Not
or
karaoke.
after hours, a lot of people do. You
Really?
might not. A lot of people do. So my thought with karaoke on LinkedIn was, obviously I'm not doing it Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. It's an after hours networking thing. People could come on. I had some people come on the show that never sang. They just like to hang out. But a lot of us like to sing. And it's, karaoke is a generational thing. It's not really for the younger kids. They don't really do it. It's the people.
They will.
They will. It's fun.
They
Karaoke's
will.
fun.
Yeah,
They
my
don't drink
kids,
coffee
my kids
either.
do it. My kids still do it. They go
Yeah.
out.
Kids, not so much. But anyways.
Oh,
But,
I actually have.
But it
I
was
actually
a,
have
it
a
was
mic.
a well it was a well attended show. I didn't have an audience problem. The problem that I had was technical, right? I couldn't get so when you're singing these songs, you have the high octave range or the low octave range, and it was blowing out the sound, and so much for me the way I'm set up, but for my guests. You have audio coming in from multiple channels. And you're not going through a soundboard. So yeah, Brady's like, I was on and terrible, but it was fun. Like, it karaoke means something funny in Japanese. I forget at the moment. It's like killing me.
Yeah, I don't know Japanese. Sorry, guys.
No,
I know karate and 2 other words. I think that's Chinese actually. But hey, this is what I was talking about. Why karaoke is so cool. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh, that is pretty neat.
It lights up.
Yeah, light up, Mike. There you go.
It lights up, and if you want to, like, it's a great road trip. You can play music and plug it right in if you want to, so you don't want to like broadcast or whatever. But here's the fun part. Let me see if I.
Oh, I'm gonna get one of those.
Hello. Oh, is it on? Hello. Oh no, is it old or old? Let's try again. I haven't turned it on in a couple days.
Yeah, that's
Call me
cool.
grandma here. Anyway, you're supposed to be able to. Why is it not working? Hello. 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 There you go. It adds reverb. Sorry. Okay, $25 Amazon if anyone wants.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if you see a product review coming up on that on my site.
My kids have those. In fact, my daughter has one that's pink.
Best one. I'm telling you, it's like the best thing ever. And yeah, it's a wonderful family holiday gathering tool.
What was it again?
This is it's a cheapy microphone. I don't even hey, if anyone wants
karaoke.
Yeah, it's a karaoke mic. And then if someone wants 20% off, just hit me up and I'll give you the link. It's Bona OK.
Somebody had a little commercial on us.
BonaOK.com. I'm giving it to you. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like I'm saving you money. I'm not.
Yeah.
Doesn't help me.
Well, if you, yeah, it's a lot of fun though. Perfect for road trips.
I love karaoke. In fact, I'm going. We didn't talk about this at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to San Diego tomorrow, and I'll be there this weekend.
Wait, all I know now is I want to take a road trip to see you.
We're doing karaoke on Saturday night, apparently.
There you go.
So that'll be fun.
Cool. Awesome, guys. I just was able to stop in for a minute.
Yeah, we got it.
Rest your week.
Yeah, we got to end this before we do get somebody kicked off of LinkedIn.
Yeah, we're in overtime, and I got to run too. So
I hope you guys all have a good day. Thanks for coming. Thanks for everybody who stopped in and said hi.
Yeah.
See you guys on Monday. Ira's channel on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, so we're later in the day, 7 p.m. on Mondays. That's 4 p.m. here in the West Coast, 2 p.m. in Hawaii.
Awesome. I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Talk to you soon.
Later.
The Safe Channel. Sweet.